All right, everybody, let's go! Wednesday, people! Wednesday! Happy hump day to everybody. This is the week right here. Game week, Bama, Western Kentucky, Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Time kickoff. Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa to start the Kalen DeBoer era. You're rocking and rolling right here. Hottest show in these streets. Number one forum for your Bama football news, in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine, coming to you from the home location today. We'll be back in studio Friday. So Friday, we will be back in studio giving you the Alabama football news, notes, information, all of that right there. But get in the comment section tonight. We're taking all comments, all thoughts, all concerns, all everything for you. Be sure to hit that like button. Smash the like button, hit that subscribe button, make this your show, your network for all things Crimson Tide football. We appreciate that coming from all of you. That daily Super Chat go, $100 daily Super Chat go, $100 right there. We appreciate that coming from all of you. We got a jam-packed show, awesome show this evening. Like I said, Saturday, big game, Bama, Western Kentucky, from Bryant-Denny in Tuscaloosa to start the Kalen DeBoer era. But we get some of your comments right now to start the show. We got my guy, Keith Williams, writing in. What's up, Roll Tide? We ready? Bama ready to roll out here on Saturday to let the college football world know the Crimson Tide still rolls, even though Nick Saban not the head coach. B Jammin writes in, Roll Tide, everyone. Appreciate you, B Jammin, helping us out there on the show. We got my man DP Don Parker in the building. Good evening, everyone, and greetings from the nation's capital, coming from D.C. Roll Tide, everyone. 2 days and a wake up. 2 days and a wake up, y'all. 2 days and a wake up from Bama, taking on Western Kentucky. Michael Coleman giving us that RT, all that Roll Tide. I appreciate you, Michael. Roll Tide to you as well. Keith Williams, we gonna party on Monday. So Keith's already saying we're celebrating the win Monday after getting the victory on Saturday. So that's it right there. Darius Fountain writes in, Bama 8-4 or 7-5 this season. Darius, I don't see 8-4. I don't see 7-5. I see a double-digit win season, Darius. I see a double-digit win for this Alabama football team. There is so much talent across the board here on this roster. Michael Coleman writes in, thank you for all you do. Appreciate that, Michael. Appreciate that. Kareem Hood 40 writes in, Steven, what's good, Roll Tide guys? Doing good, Kareem. Doing fantastic. It's Wednesday. Got Bama football on Saturday. Don Parker responded to Darius Fountain. I'm not making predictions for the season. However, I am not going to doubt this team until they show I should. Otherwise, I support the Tide. Nothing but the Tide. This team has a lot of talent. This team got a lot of playmakers. This team got the right coaches. So I'm excited here to see what Saturday has to offer. James Knox writes in, Roll Tide till I die to the, in my own words, TDA family. Appreciate you, James, being in here. Keith Williams writes in, 10-2. I just don't know who we dropped those games to. So Keith has 10-2, a double-digit win season. Some people, Keith, have had Tennessee as a potential loss. Some have had Oklahoma a potential loss. So I don't know who the two teams you would drop to. But an 11-1 team, a 10-2 Bama team, both of those records would put Bama into the college football playoff. But right now, the main focus is one game at a time. One game at a time, one team at a time, 1 point at a time. Not overlooking anybody on the schedule. One team at a time here. Don Parker writes in, why are people still upset about Milroe being the quarterback? He has proven he's the guy. He has. I don't get it. I mean, Jalen Milroe has shown he's the guy. You go back to last year with Tommy Reese. He had nearly, 3,000 passing yards, 35 total touchdowns, took you to an SEC championship. You dethroned Georgia. in the title game. You knocked them out of college football playoff contention. If not for, some bad snaps in the Michigan game, you win the Rose Bowl and you're playing for a national championship. I don't know why people are still down on Milroe. That's QB1. I mean, Kang and the board has said that's QB1. Nick Sheridan, that's QB1. So get with the program. Get with the program, people. Jalen Milroe is, for those who are doubting still, Jalen Milroe is QB1. He is the guy. Has made so much improvement as a complete quarterback. He is the guy. Let's see here. We got JDog67 writing in. I remember seeing Milroe running through SEC defenses like they were standing still. Right. Milroe running through SEC defenses and did his thing, even with Tommy Reese being the OC. I don't get it. Brian Russell writes in, Milroe did all of that being handcuffed by Reese. That's what I'm saying. Reese handcuffed that dude. With the exception of one game, LSU, Tommy Reese handcuffed that dude. Kang and DeBoer and Nick Sheridan are about to really unleash this dude. So it's going to be a very fun season to watch here. We got Warrior writing in. We go undefeated this year. History will be made by us, Coach Steven. All right, there we go. Hey, we got my man saying Bama going undefeated. That's what I'm talking about. Bama going undefeated. There we go. Don Parker writes in, Milroe also showed that he was the most improved quarterback in college football last season. I can't wait to see what he does with this coaching staff. Stop hating. Either support the team or don't. That's the main thing. Support the team or don't, right? That's the main thing. Get behind Milroe as the starting quarterback. Get behind this guy because he is the guy. Munchie Clark writes in, Bama comes out of the gate fast, looking for 50-plus points this week. And that's a good one. 50-plus points this week against Western Kentucky. I had 45-10. I mean, Bama definitely could get that 50-piece right there, but I had 45-10 in favor of Bama over Western Kentucky. Let's see, Kareem Hood writes in, love him or hate him, Milroe is our quarterback, so move on, people. Get behind him and support him. Bingo. Milroe's QB1. DeBoer has said it. Nick Sheridan said it. That's the starting quarterback. Get behind him. James Knox writes in, time for a 2.5 quarter day from all three phases. First team, let's go Bama. Hey, let's do it. It is time to see all phases of this Bama team be out here dominating against Western Kentucky to open up this season. Appreciate you, James Knox, for your thoughts here. Coming to the show, and all of you guys writing in so far. Get your thoughts in. Get your comments in. Definitely want to hear from all of you. But it's a great segue into topic number one of the conversation, that being, Alabama's going to rotate several wide receivers in this matchup against Western Kentucky. And, getting a chance to hear from Coach Jamarcus Shepard, wide receivers coach, just so much juice, so much energy, so much life flows from that man. And so happy to have him here. No offense to the previous wide receivers coach, Holman Wiggins, but Coach Wig really didn't develop these guys the way they needed to be. And that's why you got Jamarcus Shepard in here. He is about to develop this wide receiver room the way it needs to. Shep talked about it today. The wide receiver room isn't experienced in terms of the reps on the field, and he's right about that. This is a very talented room. You don't have necessarily the big names, and those guys, their names will grow. They'll get that time on task, but you don't really have just a whole lot of experience there, in that room. But starting off with Western Kentucky, they're going to get that experience. They are going to show you how good they are, how dynamic they are, how potentially elite this room as a whole can be. And you got 5 to 7 players that will be rotated in this matchup against the heel toppers, according to Jalen Milroe today in the SEC Coaches Teleconference. Now, among those 5 to 7 players, Kobe Prentice is in there, Kendrick Law is in there, Jeremy Bernard is in there. You got to think Ryan Williams is in there. You got to think Caleb Odom is in there. That's 5. And then you would go Emmanuel Henderson 6, Cole Adams 7. I think that would be my 5 to 7 right there. That'll be my 5 to 7. Now, Rico Scott could get in there. You know, Rico could get in there as the 8th guy. He could, very well could. Had a strong camp. But that would be my 5 to 7. If I had to guess, the 5 to 7 receivers that DeBoer is talking about during the teleconference today that would be in that rotation against Western Kentucky, I would have it Prentice, K. Law, Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams, Caleb Odom, Emmanuel Henderson Jr., and Cole Adams. That would be my 5 to 7 guys. But we'll see if that becomes the unit there in terms of Saturday's game. So you're going to be rotating a lot of receivers in there. Coach Shep also mentioned, hey, if the guys we have out there, if they're out there balling, they're out there making plays, they're out there catching the football, churning up yards, getting up and down the field, manipulating these defensive backs, running the precise route, getting open, making plays, then he will lead those guys on the field balling. He will lead those guys on the field continuing to cook up. He will lead those guys on the field doing what they do. But he also mentioned, hey, if he sees some receivers struggling, dropping passes, not running the right route, not getting open, not creating separation, then they're going to be back on the sideline with him. That's kind of a tough thing right there to be on the sideline with coach, especially after he's putting you out there and trusting you to make those plays from a wide receiver perspective. So Bama's going to rotate several guys. 5 to 7 guys will be rotated there at that wide receiver position. So that's going to be fun. And the biggest thing that we're going to look for from Milroe in this game is hitting on those short to intermediate passes, which he's improved on throughout the offseason. Or during the offseason. We know what he can do athletically as a runner. We know what he can do with the deep ball passing game. He did that last year, even though being handcuffed by Tommy Reese. So we're just looking at the short to intermediate passing game, those 10 to 15-yard throws to either side of the boundary. He hits on those, which I believe he will hit on those. I mean, it's going to be a very, very fun, very exciting, very entertaining season. But kind of just to wrap this up here, King and the board talked about today, Bama will have 5 to 7 wide receivers being rotated in Saturday against Western Kentucky. In my opinion, those 5 to 7 guys, Kobe Prentice, Kendrick Law, Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams, Caleb Odom, Emmanuel Henderson being 6, Cole Adams 7. We could see more jump in there. Jaron Hamilton could jump in there. Rico Scott could jump in there. We could see some other guys to jump in there. But those would be the 5 to 7 names that I just listed would be the main guys to be, in that rotation. But we're going to take our first little break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting you started here on a Wednesday. When we get back, we're going to dive into your comments. We're going to get into your thoughts, your conversations. Let us up there in the comment section. But for right now, we're going to get a quick word here from our sponsors, our guys at Alumni Hall. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh, yeah, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall. You know what time it is, baby? Alumni Hall. Our people right there at Tuscaloosa, Midtown Village in T-Town. Get you that gear, the keychains, everything. They do a tremendous job helping us out here. Touchdown, Alabama Magazine. But we're getting back into the action here from the break. We go to your comments right now on the show. We start this thing off with, let's see here. We got my guy, Fark. We got my man, Farouk. Amin with that Roll Tide family. All right, Farouk, what's going on with you? Happy to have you in here on the show. Jason Deal writes in, Benson wishes he never transferred. Look, man, Malik Benson sure wishes he would have stuck around, boy. Because, I mean, you get beat by Florida. You get beat by Georgia Tech to open your college football season at Florida State. Benson sure wishes he would have sat there, not hopped in that portal. He sure wishes he would have stuck around because he would have a quarterback get him the football in Milroe. DJ Uyunglele, talented, but I just don't think he's it, man. Talented, I just don't think he's it, man. Unless you calling up plays to throw the ball over the middle, I don't think DJU is it. But that's just me. Plow Jogger writes in, Roll Tide, Bama Nation, Roll Tide to you, Plow. Happy to have you here on a Wednesday to the show. My guy Don Parker writes in, not predicting how the game is going to go Saturday. More important is playing to the standard in all three phases of the game for 4 quarters, no matter what the scoreboard says, and improve from that. That's the main thing. Being effective and efficient on the field for all 4 quarters for the entire game. Offensively being effective. Defensively being effective. Special teams being effective. All phases of the game being effective. That's the main thing for Alabama. That's the main thing for Coach DeBoer and the staff, is to push for efficiency throughout this game, regardless of what the score is. Regardless of what it is. Being effective, being efficient throughout this entire game, and playing with a sense of confidence and playing with a sense of dominance to you. Kareem Hood writes in, the energy of coach can determine how the players play under his coaching. If the coach is a dog, it almost guarantees the players have that dog. That's the big thing. Coach Shep got that dog in him for wide receivers. Kane Womack got that dog in him, defensive coordinator. Maurice Linguist got that dog in him, cornerbacks coach. We got a lot of coaches on the staff that got that dog in them, that got that mentality about themselves. So it's exciting. I've mentioned this before, Kareem. For each coaching staff, you need a calming presence and a live wire. You got the calming presence in Coach DeBoer, although he can be very passionate when he want to be out there. He can pull it out too. He can pull that passion out too. But you got the live wires when you talk about Coach Womack, when you talk about Freddie Roach, when you talk about Jamarcus Shepard. You got some live wires on the staff. You need them live wires. When you talk about David Ballou, strength coaching, you got to have them live wires also. So Bama's got a clean, good mixture of both. You got the calming presence out there, but you got them guys that nuck if you buck, crime mob out there. So you got a mixture of strong coaches out there, and you need that. Jay Lee writes in, I'm a little late, but Roll Tide. Jay Lee is in here. Let's go. We got Jay Lee in the building. Roll Tide to your brother. Happy to have you in here on the show. Brian Russell writes in, who gets that first touchdown for Bama? I think it's Bernard from Milroe for the first one. You know what, Brian Russell? I see you that. I'll raise you this. First touchdown, I got Kendrick Law on a jet sweep. That's the first touchdown. Kendrick Law on a jet sweep from Milroe. That's the first touchdown of the game. Tell you, watch it happen. K Law going to get a jet sweep from Milroe. Going to go around the corner. He gone. Touchdown. K Law on the jet sweep. We got Plow Jogger writing in. My Raiders cut Byron Young. I hope he catches on somewhere else. Kind of hate that. That news came out today. The Raiders cut former Alabama defensive lineman Byron Young. So I'm hoping that that young man finds an NFL home. He was a quality defensive lineman for Alabama. So really hoping that Byron finds an NFL home. Got cut there by the Raiders. Don Parker writes in, week-to-week improvement and developing depth at all positions is vital this season. Bama doesn't have time to play around like last season due to the schedule being what it is. Doesn't have time to play. You are right there, Don Parker. You got to have improvement week to week. You got to develop and improve that depth. Most importantly, you got to get your young players reps. I've said this before. The healthiest team will win the college football playoff. The healthiest team is going to win it. So you got to make sure your young guys have those reps to where when you put them out there on the field, they know what they're doing out there. They know what they're doing. They're confident in what they're doing, and they can play to the level of the standards. You got to have your young guys ready to go out there and go here this season. Tide writes in, if Law and Prentice play like the last 2 years, do you see them still getting a lot of playing time? I'm going to say this. Both of those two were not properly developed. I'll say it like that. They were not. Holman Wiggins did not properly develop those two. Those two should have been playing way more than what they were, right? Way more. And I think they're going to play a whole lot better this year. Why? Because you have a receivers coach that's about developing these guys. I mean, Jamarcus Shepard said K-Law has become the enforcer. Really good blocker, but really good in all sense of being a playmaker. Kobe Prentice has had a great offseason going into this week 1. So these two are going to play a whole lot more because they have a position coach that's developing them a whole lot better than what the previous staff for the previous guy did. Don Parker writes in, Roydell transferring, I understand. Benson was a big, shaking my head. Roydell, we understood him going to Florida State. I mean, I wish the best for him. You had a running back room in Alabama that was too talented, too loaded. You were not going to be able to keep Roydell. Malik Benson, Earl Little Jr., Earl Little II, Terrence Ferguson, those guys, Sean Murphy, those guys had you going, what? I don't get that. But Roydell was probably the only one where I was like, you know what? I wish the best for you. Hats off to you. Want to see you succeed. Brady Gorham writes in, we had about 4 to 5 players transfer to Florida State. Bama did. And all 4 to 5 of those players saw defeat at the hands of the Ramblin' Wreck, Georgia Tech, and Brent Key on last week. L.A. Miles writes in, DJ always an issue everywhere he went. He was decent at Oregon State. Hate the fact that he left Oregon State. That was probably the best home for him. But yeah, he left Oregon State, went to Florida State, and so far, unless the coaching staff is scheming him to pass the ball over the middle, not that at all. No. Give us your prediction, Steve. This has come from Jay Clark. My prediction here for Bama, Western Kentucky, I've got 45-10 right now. 45-10 Bama. 45-10 in favor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide and Rise Up writes in, DJ does not have that takeover attitude. I mean, no. And that's one of the biggest qualities of being a quarterback, right? You got to have that takeover mindset, that takeover attitude. And DJ never really had it. D'Amico Taylor, roll tide to you, D'Amico. Roll tide. Tell you, my man. Brian Russell writes in, karma for leaving us when we were down for a second. Hey, that's what happens, man. That's what happens, man. We're in the transfer portal era, Brian. And like I mentioned, the only guy that I honestly sat there and said, hey, I understand, best wishes to you, was Roydell Williams. Everybody else, I'm like, could have done a lot better, but it is what it is. Kareem Hood writes in, if we bring our hard hats and steel-toe boots, we should be all right. Yeah. Bama gonna bring the hard hats, Kareem. They're gonna bring the steel-toe boots. They're gonna bring it all against Western Kentucky. They're gonna bring it all. They're gonna be fine. Not overlooking Western Kentucky by any sense of the imagination. I'm just looking forward to the efficiency of how this game is gonna be played. The efficiency in all three phases: offense, defense, special teams. Having a Bama team play effective out there on the field is going to be my main thing that I am going to look at. Brian writes in, no, DJ ain't it. Steven's right. Hey, I just don't see it. It was like he came in and a lot of people said he was going to be better than Bryce Young. Bryce Young then won a Heisman Trophy. Bryce Young is on his second year in the NFL. And my dude DJ is on what, his fourth, fifth college team? It's tough, man, but it is what it is. Bama Mick writes in 45-24 Bama, but it gets better every week, in my opinion. So Bama Mick has tied winning 45-24 for Western Kentucky. Bob Rutherford, appreciate you, Bob, giving us that road tide. Thank you, Bob, for checking out the show here. Plow Jogger writes in, if the coaches have that dog in them, I hope they don't need to be dewormed. We need bull elephants leading the way. Roll tide. Hey, elephants going to do it. These elephants is going to roll out there, Plow. These elephants is going to roll out there, my guy. Don Parker writes back in, DeBoer may low-key have that dog in him too. Although calm, he can make his point other ways. He isn't going to yell at players, but he'll know. But he will sit you down and say next. Hey, DeBoer's got a lot of passion, okay? He's got a lot of passion. And he knows how to use that passion, right? He may not be the live wire some of these other coaches are, but DeBoer knows exactly how to get your attention. He knows exactly how to get the attention of these players. So he's got some umph in him too. Coach KD got some umph in him too. Looking forward to watching this on Saturday. Good choice, Steve, and come from Roll Tide and Rise Up. Yeah, my choice would be K-Law getting that first touchdown there on the jet sweep, man. That'd be my first choice there. D. Pickett writes in, man, this week is dragging. Where is Saturday? D, it's coming, bro. I know. I feel you. We've been waiting a long time for this game week, and now that it's here, it feels like it's going 1 mile an hour. I understand how you feel right now. But look, man, it's going to be Saturday before you know it. And even when Saturday gets here, D, you got to wait until 6 p.m. for the kickoff. So it's going to be all right, bro. Take your time. Breathe. You're going to be good, man. It's going to get here. Crimson Bass writes in, my only question about DeBoer is, can he replace coaches like Nick Saban did? Can he replace them with other coaches that are just as good or maybe even better coaches? Okay, so Crimson Bass, that question is best served for, if or when we see other programs coming to try to get the Alabama coaches off Kagan DeBoer staff. Now, the good thing about him is he's really good at retaining coaches on his staff, right? He's got that personality and that vibe about himself that coaches enjoy working with him, and they want to stay with him, and they want to remain with him. So hopefully he continues that vibe to keep a Kane Womack around, to keep a Jamarcus Shepard around, to keep a Freddie Roach around, to keep a Robert Gillespie around, to keep, all of these guys around. So hopefully that personality of keeping everybody around, that vibe remains where DeBoer is concerned here for Alabama. But Keith Williams writes in, I think Milroe might run that thing for the first touchdown. So Keith's got Milroe rushing touchdown as the first score against Western Kentucky. Not a bad prediction there. Lakeith's got Milroe with a rushing touchdown to be the first score of the game. Let's see. Bob Rutherford writes in, I'm a Raider too. Hey, man, look, man. I hate that they let go of Byron Young, but it looks like they still have DJ Fluker on the roster, so that's good. Brian Russell writes in 24 points. Heck no, I hope not. So Brian is hoping that Western Kentucky does not put up 24 points against Alabama. I hope not either. I'm 45-10. I got 10. Don Parker writes in, Raiders still have DJ Fluker on their roster. There you go. DJ Fluker still there. DJ Fluker is still there on the roster, according to Don Parker right there. Let's see. Roll Tide and Rise Up writes in, I'm picking either Jalen Milroe to score first on a wheel route or Jeremy Bernard on a deep ball. You can't go wrong with either one of those. Jam on a wheel route scoring or Jeremy on a deep ball scoring. You can't go wrong with any of those. Y'all Warrior writes in, 71 people on the live. I need to see 71 likes. Smash that like button. Hit that thumbs up right here on the show. You're feeling the Bama football content. Appreciate you, y'all Warrior, showing that love there. I am the last ape. The running back room is going to be extremely impactful, productive this season. Running back room is going to be a big deal. And not just Justice and Jam, Richard Young too. Richard Young too. Also, don't be surprised if Daniel Hill and maybe Kevin Riley, they get some spot play in there as well. But the running back room will be impactful. We got Jason Deal here. Punt returners. Jalen Mbakwe, Ryan Williams. Those two. Jalen Mbakwe, Ryan Williams. Now, Mbakwe more so than Ryan, but Ryan has been back there throughout fall practice, now in game week, catching some punts. So, Mbakwe, Ryan Williams, punt returners. T-Tone Trisha with that Roll Tide roller. Happy to have you in here, Trisha. Happy for you to be inside the show. Brian Russell writes in, I like that, Steven, 45-10. That's my prediction right there, 45-10. Let's see here. And we continue with your thoughts here on the show here. We got L.A. Miles writes in, Xavier Brown, gonna be a beast. He's gonna average an interception or two every game. I see it. Okay, L.A. Miles. I see the confidence right there in Xavier Brown saying he's going to average a pick or two every game. Hey, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write that down, LA. I'm going to write that down. Xavier Brown, a pick or two every game. Zay Gaines writes in, what's Bubba Hampton's offseason progress been like? Bubba's had a good offseason, man. Good route runner, good receiver. We'll see. If Bama gets out to a really big lead against Western Kentucky, we could possibly see Bubba Hampton get out there. But it depends on how quickly does Alabama establish this lead here against the Hilltoppers. Plow Jogger writes in, defensive shutout on Saturday. The D is going to dominate. Oh! Plow got a shutout. Plow said the defense is going to pitch a shutout. Here we go. Plow got a shutout for Alabama's defense. I like that right there. Jeremiah Walker writes in, Roll Tide, Big Lank, shared it about to put college football on notice to show off how good of a play caller he is. I'm excited to see what Nick Sheridan does. Sheridan is about to put the world on notice. He is a brilliant mind. I mean, he ain't talking much. He just gives you kind of that devilish smile, that devilish grin. I'm excited to see what Nick Sheridan got going on here. Let's see. Fly C writes in, I think it's 42-15 Bama, Stephen, Roll Tide. So 42-15 Bama over Western Kentucky from Fly C. Zay Gaines writes in, what's the separation gap between Georgia and Alabama, in your opinion? There's not much of a gap, Zay, to be honest with you. Yes, Georgia's won 2 of the last 3 national championships. I get that. But Georgia lost a lot to the NFL, offensively and defensively. Their defensive front's good. If Alabama controls that front in the 4th game of the season, Bama's going to have a lot of opportunities to get after that secondary. There's not a big separation at all there between Bama and Georgia. Let's see. Plow Jogger writes in, the Panthers will make some noise this year. That rebuilt O-line and more offensive weapons fit his skills. I'm telling you, Bryce is going to have a big year. Bryce is going to have a very, very big year here. Todd writes in, I got LT Overton putting the college football world on notice. LT, that's a monster right there too. On the defensive line, it's a defensive end. Getting pressure, getting to the quarterback. Keep your eyes on him this season. Appreciate all of you guys helping us out on the show. And how about my man, Jeremiah Walker, with that $9.99 in the super chats. Let's go. Let's go. The on-field is going to be a vibe. Yes, it is. Going to be a vibe here. Appreciate Jeremiah Walker. Jeremiah also has a shutout 56-0 in favor of Bama over Western Kentucky. Don Parker writes in, I want to see the defense on the field first series. Let's see them set the tone for the season. So Don is saying, if Bama wins the coin toss, he wants the defense on the field first to set the tone. I like that. We got, hold on. We got another super chat here. We got my man Jason Hayward. Let's go with the $5 donation. And the super chat's right there. He goes, any news on Micah DeBoe's potential flip to Ohio State? I'm hoping it was a false rumor. I think DeBoe sticks around. With Alabama, with this coaching staff. I know Ohio State's pushing. But I don't see a flip here from Micah DeBoe's. I do not see a flip here from Micah DeBoe's. I will check with more of my guys in recruiting on this, but I do not see a flip here from Micah DeBoe's. Absolutely not. But appreciate my man Jason Haywood there with the super chat. Let's see here. Jay Clark writes in, I see Ryan Williams scoring in this game. Hey, look, Jay, Ryan Williams gets a touchdown. That whole stadium going to go crazy. Let me repeat that. Ryan Williams is a touchdown in this first game. That whole stadium going to lose their mind. Telling you. Javion Smith writes in, Justice Hayes with the first touchdown. I can buy that. I'll buy that. Justice Hayes getting the first touchdown. I can buy that. That's doable. Brian Russell writes in, Brian Russell says, Jay Clark, Ryan Williams is going to get 1 or 2 touchdowns. Hey, I'm telling you, hey, the stadium going to go crazy, man. Ryan get 1 or 2 touchdowns, that stadium going to go crazy. I'm just trying to tell you. Desmond Easton writes in, D-line is going to have at least 3 sacks. So, Desmond, you got the over-under at 3. Okay, I'll buy that. Over-under defensive line getting 3 sacks. I'll buy that. D'Amico Taylor writes in, E-Man is going to introduce himself to college football this Saturday. I'm excited for E-Man. I'm real excited for E-Man. I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see what E-Man does out here. Ernest Walker writes in, Coach KD will win Coach of the Year. Jalen Milroe will win the Heisman. And Alabama will win the College Football Playoff National Championship. Put it all together, Alabama will win 3 in a row, a 3-peat. That's catchy. That is catchy. KD for Coach of the Year, Milroe for the Heisman, and Alabama for the National Championship. You can't beat that. Appreciate all of you guys getting your thoughts in here on the show. But we get to topic 2 of a conversation. So Alabama's battle at right tackle is going into the matchup against Western Kentucky. So nobody pulled away in fall camp between Wilkin Formby and Elijah Pritchett. So the coaching staff is going to rotate both guys quite a bit here Saturday against the Hilltoppers. I'm okay with this. In game reps, in game time, in game moments, we're going to see which one of these two is the better fit here for the Crimson Tide offensively. Now, I still hold serve to Wilkin Formby being the better fit. No offense at all to Elijah Pritchett, good talent, good young man. but I'm just saying Wilkin Formby as the better fit. But we're going to see. We're going to see Saturday against Western Kentucky this right tackle position battle. Kagan DeBoer also talked about Bama rotating 6 or playing 6. No offensive linemen against the Hilltoppers. So I would imagine those 6 being, of course, Caden Proctor, Tyler Booker, Parker Brailsford, Jaden Roberts, 5 Wilkin Formby, 6 Elijah Pritchard. But I'll throw a 7th one in there. Keep your eyes on Geno Vandermark, the transfer from Michigan State. I think he gets in there too. Because remember here, Jaden Roberts banged up in the second scrimmage. Vandermark took the reps at right guard to Ian Fall camp, right? Now, Roberts is going to play against Western Kentucky. Kagan DeBoer didn't say if he would start. You got to think or read between the lines that he would start. But definitely keep your eyes there on Geno Vandermark. He may get some reps in there at that right guard position. But that right tackle spot, you're going to have Elijah Pritchett. You're going to have Wilkin Formby battling and competing there. And for the offensive line as a whole, the group as a whole, I just want to see strong communication, run blocking, pass protection. Get these running backs in between the tackles. Get these running backs on the edge, on the perimeter, so they can run wild with the football. Protect the quarterback. Protect Jalen Milroe in this pocket. If it gets to a point to where we see Ty Simpson out there, protect Ty Simpson in this pocket. Parker Brailsford, you've been doing well all season, snapping the ball well in this first game. That's all I want to see. Execution, pass pro, run blocking, good snaps, physicality, toughness from start to finish. That's all I want to see from this Alabama offensive line. I get that from this offensive line. Even with the rotation being worked out there at right tackle, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm okay. We're going to take another break right here, folks. When we get back, we're going to get into more of your comments, more of your thoughts here on the show. But right now, we get another word from our sponsors, or from our partners at Alumni Hall. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh, yeah, this. Oh, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall. You know what time it is, baby! Alumni Hall, get you that gear, get you that gear. Show them guys some love there. Midtown Village in Tuscaloosa helping us out. Touchdown Alabama Magazine. We're back in here from the break, folks. We're going to go back to the comment section to take your thoughts here. Let's see here. We got some thoughts here. Okay. All right. We got Javion Smith writing in. Hold on here. I'm kind of frozen on the screen. Hold on. Wow. I'm kind of frozen here. Oh, man. Golly. Dog. I'm literally frozen on the screen. Dog, man. Is you serious? Am I really frozen? Man, I'm literally frozen on the screen. And we got a Western Kentucky fan in here. Wow. Well, Steven? You did try. Something is wrong. I don't understand. Man. Man, you look at this. There's a pause. You know what? All right, all right. Whew. Sorry about that, folks. That was weird. That was weird. I'm back here. Sorry about that, folks. The whole thing just froze. We had to restart the computer. We got it back up. We got it back going. So sorry about that, folks. Yes, it was weird. It was weird. It was weird. Hey, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But thank you all for hanging with us, for hanging tight with us. I'm okay. I'm okay, people. I'm okay. The stream went down for a minute, but we're back up. We're back up. We're back up. We're back rolling. We're back rolling here. So yeah, like I said, I don't know what happened there, but technology's crazy. But we're right here. We're right here. We're right here. Technology's up, crazy thing, but we're right here. So we're back in. Brian Russell says, let's go. Yes, we're back, Brian. We're back. Technology's crazy. Sometimes you can trust it. Sometimes you're like, why in the world do we have this going on here? But we're back in here, persevered our way through. I thank all of you guys for staying with me right here on the show. I don't know what in the world just happened, but we're back in here. We're back in here. B Jamming writes in, it's okay, Stephen Rowe. Todd, appreciate you, B Jamming. Look, I had to solve that thing, y'all. I had to solve that thing, man. I had to solve that thing. Jay Clark writes in, way to persevere, Stephen. You the man. Hey, Jay, I appreciate it, man. Woo, that was crazy. That was crazy. I mean, that was crazy. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Brian Russell writes in, Stephen back, roll tide. Yes, we in here. We back in here. We back in here. Don Parker writes in, play it off, bro. The show keeps going. Way to handle adversity, Stephen. Hey, you know, that was my Nick Saban handle adversity moment, Don. That was my Nick Saban, Caleb DeBoer, handle adversity moment. The stream went down. You got to pop your way back in here, and thankful was able to pop my way back in here. GT18 writes in, roll tide, all good. Happy to have you in here, GT. Brian Russell writes in, Steven's back, roll tide. Yes, I'm back in here. We back in here. Dexter Wright, let's roll, Stephen M. That's over with. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's see here. Ryan Flanagan writes in, TJ Finley has one more shot at beating Bama. Yeah, does have one more shot at beating Bama. Yes, the show's got to go on, Jarvis. The show's got to go on. It was a whole freezing thing that happened right there, but we're okay now. We are okay now. We are good now. Mike G writes in, Clemson 31, Georgia 30. So he's got Clemson over. Mike G, you got Clemson over Georgia. There's an interesting pick there because you got a lot of Vegas people, you got a lot of Vegas guys that have Georgia with the 13.5 on that point spread there. So very good there. Very interesting there that you got Clemson there by 1, which Clemson could pull off an upset. They could. I would much rather want Georgia to win that game because I would much rather want Bama to play Georgia undefeated. But hey, 31-30, he's got Clemson over Georgia. Jarvis S writes in, way to handle it, Steven. You are a true professional. Hey, you gotta find ways to fight through it, man. The stream be acting crazy sometimes, so you gotta find ways to fight through it. Ernest Walker writes in, I almost called 911 because this is the best show in the world. Hey, Ernest. Hey, man. Ernest. Hey, I appreciate, brother, your concern. I appreciate your concern, my guy. Definitely appreciate your concern. Let's see here. Javian Smith writes in, I got Jalen playing 1.5 quarters, and I got Jalen playing first and second quarter, and Ty playing third and fourth quarter. Okay. Jalen first and second, Ty playing third and fourth. Don Parker writes, and I got UGA on upset alert, but still think they pull away late. Okay, so nothing. Look, Clemson could pull this out. I'm not saying they can't. They could pull this out. I'm just saying Vegas has got this 13.5 points. Like, that's kind of tempting to not lay that 13.5 points on Georgia. I don't know, though. I don't know. Jarvis S. writes in, we want UGA undefeated so we could take that #1 ranking from them on September 28th. That's what I'm saying, Jarvis. We got Brian Russell got 48-7 Bama over Western Kentucky. We got a Western Kentucky fan, Ryan Flanagan. He's got 31-20 Western Kentucky. So we got a Western Kentucky fan in here. Hey, we take all comments. We take everybody. Don Parker writes in, I don't count Dabo out. His back is against the wall. I will say this. Dabo's back is against the wall. I will say that. His back is definitely against the wall. Mike G writes in, it's unbelievable that Florida nor Miami has never been to the playoff. It's crazy, but that's true, Mike G. Florida nor Miami has ever been to the playoff. Javion Smith writes in, first weeks, I got SEC winning all out of conference games. Okay. SEC taking all the other conference games. So Javion's got his point spread, his betting there going smooth. But we're going to get to the final topic of conversation really quick here, folks. Once again, my apologies there for the crazy stream freezing there, but we were able to get that thing back right. Before we get to the final topic, Jay Clark with that $4.99. Let's go! In the Super Chats, best show on the tube. Appreciate you, Jay. Appreciate you, Jay. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. So now we're going to get into the final topic of conversation, that being Jalen Milroe's confidence being high under Nick Sheridan. Okay. I want to give you guys, I want to paint you guys a picture for just a minute here. Jalen Milroe basically has went through what Tua Tagovailoa went through in the NFL. Tua Tagovailoa had Brian Flores as his head coach for the Dolphins. Brian Flores tells Tua, you suck at being a quarterback. You're not good. The other people deserve to be here. You don't. Of course, he had his ears in the whole Deshaun Watson situation, trying to get him. There were also rumors that mentioned how Brian Flores wanted Justin Herbert to be the quarterback drafted, not Tua Tagovailoa. Tua went through a lot there under Brian Flores, as he told him, you don't deserve to be the guy. And then when you bring over Mike McDaniel says, you are the exact guy I need to run this offense. You are the exact quarterback I need to run this offense. You are what we need to get this thing going. How does this apply to Jalen Milroe? Simple. Bill O'Brien, 2022, tells Milroe, you shouldn't even play quarterback. You should change positions. Doesn't believe in him. Then you have Tommy Rees, who did okay, but didn't necessarily know how to use Milroe except for one game, the LSU game. Now you got Nick Sheridan, who not only believes Milroe, trusts Milroe, backing Milroe, behind Milroe, but has elevated this man's confidence. And when you got an offensive coordinator and an offensive-minded head coach who is backing you and elevating your confidence, you want to go out there and flat out ball. You want to go out there and flat out dominate. You want to go out there and flat out excel, because now you have guys in your corner. Now you have guys that see your vision, appreciate your vision, but most importantly, want to rock with that vision. That is what we have here with Nick Sheridan behind Milroe. Yes, he challenges him. Yes, he pushes him to be better, but he comes right behind that and he appreciates Milroe and he values Milroe and he loves on Milroe and he lets Milroe know, hey, you are our QB1. You're our guy. So don't be surprised if Milroe has a year where he throws for over 4,000 yards. Don't be surprised if Milroe has a year where he has near 1,000 yards rushing. Don't be surprised if Milroe has a year where he has 40-plus total touchdowns. And he is in New York representing Alabama for a shot to win the Heisman Trophy because he has a full-on coaching staff that is all the way behind him, because he has a full-on coaching staff that's bought in. That's bought in, period. Mike G, the reason why Milroe was benched for Tyler Buckner, I go back to Tommy Reese brought Tyler Buckner in trying to encourage competition. That's all that was. Tommy Reese brought Tyler Buckner in to encourage competition. That didn't work out. That didn't work out at all because we all saw that Buckner just was not it. We all saw that completely. Don Parker writes it. I got Auburn on upset alert against Alabama A&M, and Don's got a $5 donation. Dropping that in the bucket. Appreciate you, Don, helping us out here on the show. Like I said, I like exactly what my guy Nick Sheridan's doing. Nick Sheridan is behind Milroe. He trusts Milroe. He believes in this dude right here. And when Milroe said this week, Nick Sheridan has made football fun for me again. Football is fun again. That was a big shot at O'Brien and Tommy Reese. Football was not fun for Milroe under O'Brien. Football was not fun for Milroe under Tommy Reese. Football has become fun again with Kalen DeBoer and Nick Sheridan. And like I said, don't be surprised if Milroe puts up a monster of a season with this coaching staff, because they are all in on making sure, he's the best of the best and at the tip top here when it comes to college football. But as always, Bama fans, you want the best in news, notes, information, coverage, entertainment on your favorite program, that being the Alabama Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app if you're rocking if you're rocking the Apple iPhone, or get the Google Play app if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, we got you right here: iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio, Google Play as well. We got you covered right there. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. Like I said, I'll be back in studio on Friday, continuing the conversation that is Bama football. Remember, Tide fans, we're getting closer to Saturday. If you have not subscribed to touchdownalabama.com, you need to do it now. Get you that subscription to touchdownalabama.com. We got you covered here with boatloads of content, articles on your Crimson Tide, leading you in to the matchup against Western Kentucky. Get you that subscription. Also subscribe to TDA Plus, the video hub, for all the video needs right there. Guys, show some love to all of you guys in the chat line for your comments, for your donations, making this your show, your spot, your platform for all things Bama. And even when, hey, we had some difficulties here, you guys still stayed the course. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your patience here where that was concerned. But till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith. Enjoy the remainder of your Wednesday. This has been In My Own Words.